the players, the personalities who come from around the world to play professional soccer in the United States.
Go, go, USA! Oh, it's incredible!
In a world where some call it football, football, or soccer, they dare to call it foosball. One thinks New York is blue, the other thinks New York is red. Soccer in America from a German perspective. Let them...
Oh, good evening. Are you not
Hello.
You're not hearing this at all?
It's okay. I think it'll probably be better when the music stops. Good evening. How you doing,
Okay.
Bjorn?
Good. All right.
Right now it's doing the Zoom audio auto control where it mutes you every third word and stuff.
Oh, that's not
So,
good.
yeah, I don't know what's going on, but that might just be me. But
All right.
I think you're sounding fine now.
I'm hearing everything okay. You sound good. All right. Well,
I hear you good too. Hello,
Okay.
Hello, everybody at home.
It wouldn't be Monday night. It wouldn't be the Schnitzel Boys if there was not always a little vulnerability.
We have a technical vulnerability.
We have technical vulnerabilities.
Yes.
But hello, how are you?
I'm good.
We're being ostentatiously polite to each other, considering the recent
Schnitzel Boys Derby.
the recent Schnitzel Boys Derby. I'm always, this reminds me of when I watched years ago that famous World Cup game, Germany against England, that Germany ended up winning 4-1. And I was at it. I think that's what it was. Yeah, and I was
with the famous goal line technology.
Yeah, the one where Lampard scored a goal that didn't count. Yeah, and anyway, I was at a bar, at a German bar, and my friend from England, Ashley, came along, and he, and he was just surrounded by Germans, and it just became increasingly awkward as the score became more lopsided, and I just was more polite. I was just increasingly just buying him drinks and just being to the point where he was like, "Well, you just saw this." So that's how I.
Well, that's very.
So I feel right now. Are you doing all right, Stefan?
Well, thank you for that. I just want to borrow a word I just read in Kicker. I want to borrow a word, and the word is cosmos.
Cosmos.
Where in the Schnitzel Boys Cosmos. The big story this weekend was the Schnitzel Boys Derby. New York Red Bulls versus NYCFC.
Yes.
So I guess it means universe, right? In the Schnitzel Boys universe. That's the thing, right? So, we had a big derby this weekend. You guys are doing great, right? You had a rough game against Miami, but pretty much you're going for a home playoff game. And we're just trying to get in there. And this is in New Jersey under the guiding eyes of one Mr. Jürgen Klopp.
Oh, the man himself came along.
The man himself, one of the greatest coaches of his era, right? Over the last 5 to 10 seasons, right? It was the Klopp and Pep era, right? Would you agree as far as coaching goes?
Yeah.
And Klopp is in New Jersey, supervised the training. He was in the stadium, sitting in the owner's box, supervising the derby. He went supervising
it. They would check with him before kickoff. They're like, "Is it all right?"
I wouldn't be surprised. I would be surprised if they held it. Like, well, hold on, Jürgen's still on the pot. Give me a minute. Yeah, he was just there watching, and he is the global supervisor of all the Red Bull teams, whatever the heck that job is.
Whatever that
I was
entails,
joking off air. Who did it better, him or Gerard Houllier? Right?
What is he? How is he helping? Is he helping? It's hard to say.
Who knows? Who's doing better, him, Mario Gomez, Gerard Houllier? Who was the best of the Red Bull supervisors?
So super.
Well, anyway, he was there. He said MLS is great. It's League of the Future, and that's the same thing people have been saying since 1996.
The League of the Future.
We just said he said in 5 years. It's always in 5 years. In 5 years, the league will be great or something. I don't know exactly what he said. But he was there, and he watched his New York Red Bulls lose 3-2.
Oh.
NYCFC opened a goal real quick. Then Red Bull came back, and then NYCFC led. It was like, what is it? 1-0, 1-1, 2-2, 3-2. It was like always back and forth, right?
We took a lead, and then you equalized until the end.
Now Bjorn, share with you weren't there. You were plastered drunk off in East Village, right? You were at Sub Schneider up in East Village, plastered drunk. Where was that, by the way? Was it a giant tent just on the street there at Avenue B? Or where was it?
No, it was in Greenpoint. This is how I even came to know about this, because it's in my neighborhood, and I was driving past. I also have a good friend who is kind of in the know. She sort of knows the owner. Zum Schneider, for those who don't know, was a kind of a legendary German bar in the East Village on Avenue C in New York City that I really had some unforgettable experiences in, watching German World Cup games, especially in 2002, also known as the Summer of Love, the unexpected run to the final. That I experienced that largely at Zum Schneider at odd hours, because this was the Korea-Japan.
Right.
So I would get like completely blackout drunk at 7:30 in the morning, and then. So anyway, there were lots of stories. This was a great place. They eventually closed. I mean, I also left the neighborhood, so I didn't keep track. But then they also eventually closed. And since then, there's been all these rumors. They also had a branch in Montauk, Long Island, that eventually closed.
Really?
And so
Sub Schneider, a lot of us know this, but was for a long time was the quintessential German bar, and it was in the East Village, and they would put tents out on Avenue C, like extend it, and then they were operating when I was there. I mean, they only shut down recently, right? Only a year or two.
It's been a few years. Definitely pre-COVID. I think I think they shut down I don't think it was COVID related, unless I'm wrong about that. It's been. I remember going to like.
I would go to 2014. I would go to 2014 games there.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. No,
because I was working in East Village at the time, and it was only 2 blocks over.
Yeah. That was between Zum Schneider and Lorelei, like those were like the two downtown German. And Zum Schneider, I literally lived like around the corner from there. Nice. in the early 2000s. So I was there.
Alphabet City.
And in the 90s, when you came to New York City, if you didn't have any money, you went to the East Village. So when I arrived, that's where I lived for many years.
Not anymore.
Today that is not the case. Today you do not go there unless you are fairly wealthy, or you've been there. My friend has.
I remember going to New York in the 90s, and my cousin's an artist. She's a New York-based German-Austrian artist. And so I go in the city, and her friend, we just visited her friend. This was like 1994, probably right when you showed up. And like, we just went to her friend's house in East Village, which was a giant warehouse that he lived in, and he had access to this old like 1930s elevator, where you close the door yourself and you ring it up, ching, and he was just like, "Welcome to my poor little place." And it was like, what is this beautiful old? It was like a giant old tenement warehouse that he just does art in now, and he had his own little frickin' exactly what you think. And it was nothing then. It was like a subsidized probably piece of property you paid nothing for at the time.
Yeah.
The good days. The 90s were the good days, Bjorn.
Those were, I mean, it was definitely, I mean, the first place I found, and I found it the same place, I came off the plane and
the boat at Ellis Island.
No, it was an airplane. I took an airplane. But I found my first place the day I arrived, and it was a share on 5th Street between A and B. And I had my own bedroom. The shower was in the kitchen. It was like a railroad apartment. Like they'd had the kitchen bathroom in the middle and 2 bedrooms. And I guess my roommate it was his lease, and I had my own bedroom, shower in the kitchen, and like I said, 5th between A and B, and it was $450 a month.
Yeah, you have to have the rules are you had to have a bunk bed, because sometimes crazy Larry would sneak in on the streets and he needed a place to stay. So
no, it was very private. My roommate was very pleasant. And
That's
yeah,
amazing.
it was a very good experience.
That same room now, $3,000 a month at least.
Oh my God, yeah, probably.
But
That
anywho,
also,
we're
anyway,
sidetracking here. We're just speaking of East Village.
Anyway, this is just the
You didn't see the
background
game. You're off some
for what
Schneidering in
some
Greenpoint
Schneider,
getting drunk.
and some Schneider now apparently is trying to reform and potentially, I guess the word has it they're trying out this Greenpoint location, and so in order to see how that would go, they doing an Oktoberfest event, and it's basically 2 weekends, last weekend and this coming weekend, and they had a rooftop, and they had the ground floor. They really transformed into what could not look any closer than an actual Oktoberfest tent. They had all
pretty
these
authentic. The photo you sent me.
They had all these, they had all these benches, like really classic bench type tables. The stage with the band in front. Sylvester Schneider, the owner, is part of this band, the Ya-Ya-Yas, and they're playing Umta music, but also some covers. They were playing 99 Luftballon covers with a polka band, and I mean, it was just, all these like German drinking songs that I still knew somehow. They were still, even though it's been decades since I've even
Bjorn, your genes. It's in your genes.
I have this. It's in.
Still new. It's written in your genes.
Ein Prosit der Gemütlichkeit, etc. Yeah, there was like
Prosit
der Gemüt. Yeah, exactly. That kid. That just was. I sang that song more because they did this between songs constantly. I sang that song more on Saturday than I have in my entire life up to this point.
Did you feel just your Germanness come out, like shine out of your heart?
Unexpectedly, because this was not even my idea to go. I mean, I was sort of interested. I had seen the sign. It's close to my house, but it was actually a friend of mine's idea. Another friend was coming from out of town. And so there was some like, oh, let's just go there. This will be fun. And you had to buy tickets, and she organized it all, and this wasn't even my idea, but once I was there, I was like, this is really hitting me just right. And and I had a couple of those, and they only sold the like Maas 1 liter Stein beers, and like, I had a couple of those, and then it was like, I was there from, I think we met at 1, I was like, we were meeting at 1 p.m. And I was like, the game's at 7:30. There's no,
right.
I mean, if I'm there for 4 hours, like plenty of time. But five. We were on the roof for a while. And then we went downstairs, and the band was playing, and we had we had this table. And 5:36 came around. I was a couple of these beers in, and Red Sports Illustrated Stadium all of a sudden felt like very, very far away.
Well, it is, especially from Greenpoint.
So I was just like, I could stay here a little bit longer and then stagger home and watch it on TV, or I would have to really book it right now. So anyway, yeah, I missed it. I followed it a little bit on the. It's funny. I sort of made it my business to keep this guy. There was a man I met. I sent you. He was in the picture that I sent you. A man
in a guy who looked like me.
He kind of looked like you, and he had a classic sort of red, white checkered sort of German shirt on. Like you own the same kind of model, as you said.
Over there somewhere.
And so he kind of wanted. He was very, very drunk, and he sort of kept wanting to talk to me for whatever reason. And so I struck a bunch of conversations with people who had. I mean, it was also amazing how many people were in lederhosen or dirt. Like, people were dressed up for this. And a lot of people were wearing St. Pauli shirts. So we would have talks about Jimmy Sands, although a lot of them really had no idea that he's on the team, of course. But anyway, this guy, he also wanted to talk to me. And so he's a soccer guy, and he said, oh no, despite his red shirt, he's an NYCFC guy, but he wouldn't go to games. He's waiting for the stadium. He doesn't go to games, but he's not Red Bulls. He's NYCFC. So I kept him abreast of the score as long as I was there. And then I made it home.
Did you tell him about our podcast? This cool podcast.
I did. I mentioned that too. Yeah.
Proselytize, brother. Proselytize.
And yeah. Anyway, so I made it home. I watched the second half. I made it home I made it home at around 9, and watched the second half.
Hey,
Or
kitty.
like probably a little
Yeah. Well,
sooner. Anyway, so yeah,
you had a great day. You had a really great day, right?
I had a great
You got
day.
the
But
3
I was
points. You got
kind of
drunk all day.
in retrospect, I was sad to miss it because this was a good game. This
Yeah,
was a
Jurgen
good
Klopp
game.
was there.
Jurgen
But so
Klopp was there.
I want to burst the Sim Schneider bubble.
Oh.
Although that sounds like an amazing event, that in no way predicts them how they'll do if they open a year-round business. Because Oktoberfest is the huge ass event.
For sure.
So if their Oktoberfest event goes well, it's not like, oh great, let's be year-round and it'll be full every weekend. Like, it's like, no. I mean, maybe in New York. I do support it, but I'm just, as a businessman,
No,
I mean,
but this
anyway.
but we were kind of, I mean, I was with a couple of ladies, or one of which especially had some business savvy, and she definitely was like, this, I mean, this was, yeah, they were making a killing this weekend. Because they were charging $25 a head just to get in.
Yeah, just to get in. That's crazy.
And so then, in addition to that, the food was good. I mean, they do it right. Like it was a good event. Yeah, who knows what's going to happen? Anyway, it was a fun day.
Amazing.
But the game also held its own. Like, especially the second half was very, very tense.
You had a question for me. The question was, what is
das Wunder von Harrison?
From Harrison.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a little bit of a joke. It's based on Das Wunder von Bern. I think a lot of our listeners will know what that is.
1954.
Did you not? Wait a minute, Bjorn, did you not put 2 and 2 together?
I mean, I sort of did, but like,
okay.
I didn't.
It's based on Das Wunder von Bern.
But das Wunder von Bern actually already happened, whereas das Wunder von Harrison, I guess you're hoping for it to happen.
That's correct. That is a correct assessment. One is in the past and one is hopefully the future. So Das Wunder von Bern was the 1954 World Cup when 11 unsuspecting German dudes beat the mighty Magyars in Hungary and in the rain and beat them 3-2 in the 54 World Cup. And then it was the first time in modern Germany they could celebrate themselves again since after the war. And it also essentially kind of started the football boom. That's why football has a very strong identity in Germany, because of the 54 World Cup, I'd say. I mean, it always had identity, but 54 really galvanized it, moved it forward. So that's Das Wunder von Bern, right? A young Helmut Rahn was the unsuspecting hero.
Yeah.
Who died several years later of beer.
Fritz Walter was the captain.
Fritz Walters with Ottmar Walter,
Tony Turek, the goalie, yeah,
goalkeeper. Anyway,
that's
Das Wunder von Bern.
There was a time in my life where I could say tell you the exact the entire starting lineup.
There's a great movie called Das Wunder von Bern. It's a lot of fun. I recommend it. It's a fun little movie. But anyway, what Das Wunder from Harrison is, it's the miracle of Harrison. Now, Harrison, New Jersey is a quaint little town out in New Jersey with a big soccer stadium that the New York Red Bulls play in. And as of right now, the New York Red Bulls have been eye to eye with Chicago Fire to grab that last spot. Now, losing this derby is embarrassing because you lose against your rivals, but it's also almost a nail in the coffin for them to get their playoffs. This could be the first time in 15 seasons, Bjorn, that we missed the playoffs.
You have the longest active streak, and I think in all of
pro sports, 100%.
Right? Yeah.
Well, I don't know about pro sports, maybe.
I think so.
But that's a weird stat anyway. What does that mean? I mean, do we have a better streak than the Major League Lacrosse guys? I don't really. I'm sure you could play that game all day.
I mean, I don't know about that one, but yeah.
But in MLS, we have the longest streak. And in fact, I have been a diehard Red Bulls fan since about 2008. And the last time we missed the playoffs was 2009.
So you've
had my second ever season watching it. So I've only known post seasons during my entire New York Red Bulls fandom. And you can criticize the club all you want, but that's something that's fans
that is an impressive stat. Now, of course,
right.
This is not this has not precluded much heartbreak anyway in all those years. Yeah.
We've had a run to 2 finals.
I mean,
we've gotten a couple semifinals. We have
sometimes
some
missing
shields.
the playoffs is I mean, yeah, I can definitely think of some examples where missing the playoffs is less painful than going into the playoffs and then just totally tanking.
Well, this year, especially with Jurgen Klopp there, maybe missing the playoffs will finally convince them to actually sign some real quality players. Which we've talked about this. I've kicked this dead horse. Like the Red Bulls are very, very specific on their philosophy. It's old guys and young guys, but the middle guys is where we lack a little bit.
It's like
we lack our good years. Our middle guys were very good. Our bad years, our middle guys are not very good. Now, granted, the way we play does make the team greater than the sum of their parts, which is a key part of our philosophy and how we play.
But not this. This year, not as much. Yeah,
this year. It goes to show you the biggest player.
You go ahead.
Right. Our lack of depth is perfectly encapsulated by the fact that if Lewis Morgan is healthy, we win. If Lewis Morgan's not healthy, we lose. Simple as that. And over the last 4 seasons, he's been out for 2.5 of them. And those have been 2.5 rough seasons. When Lewis Morgan is healthy and playing, those have been our good seasons. So it goes to show you how thin we are, because it's like if he's injured, nobody else is there to step up. It's a bunch of obscurios and academy kids. Well, anyway, so we lost the game this week. Now, does Wunder from Harrison? We're not mathematically eliminated. Chicago beat Columbus over the weekend. Chicago is playing Inter Miami this Wednesday. So if Inter Miami were to beat them, then we'd finally be even on games, and they'd only be ahead of us 5 points. Now, that's important because we both have 2 games left at that point. And if they lose both of them and we win both of ours, we beat them by 1 point, Bjorn.
Yeah, but
so technically we can still beat them by 1 point mathematically.
All right.
Technically. Do I believe that's going to happen? No. I think the Chicago Fire are going to get, I'm sure, a win and a tie at least over the last 3 games. But it's technically possible. So there you go. Does Wunder from Harrison, if Chicago loses their next 3 games, the Red Bulls win their next 2 games, and with that one extra sweet little pointin, that little point, pointinho, we get into the playoffs where we go and win MLS Cup this year. The one we just one step further than last year.
So, okay. Because I said going in that I was going to be gentle with you today. I will because of this, I will not point out to you. Well, I guess I am pointing out to you that after this Miami game, Chicago is playing Toronto at home.
Okay.
And New England on the road.
Okay.
Whereas the New York Red Bulls are playing Cincinnati
Real Madrid at home.
Real Madrid and PSG.
PSG away.
No, thankfully that's not possible in MLS, but you're playing Cincinnati at home and Columbus on the road.
Hey, we do well in Ohio, dude.
Columbus has been struggling. Anyway, so
we're going to Ohio.
It's gonna take
do you know, Bjorn, thank you for bringing that up. Do you know who was born in the state of Ohio?
You were?
Me.
Where?
I was born in Akron, Ohio, right? 30 minutes from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Oh.
And in fact, I think I'm why there's a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I haven't looked into that, but I'm just going to pretend that's why.
Wait, what?
But
how, you have anything else to support that theory? Okay, all right. Well,
no, just that I was a kick-ass rock and roll baby. Yeah, my team feels at home in Ohio. We crush it in Ohio. That's part of the Wunder. Das Wunder is the New York Red Bulls are going to go to Ohio, and through the spirit of their Uncle Stefan, they're going to win those 2 games. So, does Wunder von Harrison is, as of right now, still alive and well? Will it be eliminated on Wednesday when the Chicago Fire get, I think, even a point against Miami? Maybe. But until then, we will see. We will see. So you go. That is Das Wunder von Harrison.
Das Wunder von Harrison. Well, I guess my fingers are crossed, but in reality, you're going to miss out on the playoffs for the first time in many years, and it's going to be at the hands of Greg Berhalter to add insult to injury.
Yeah, I mean, Chicago Fire, the opposite. I don't think they made the playoffs in years.
No,
Finally
not a
lost in the
lot,
playoffs.
not in a long time. Let's
Didn't they
talk.
make the playoffs with Shriney, or am I wrong? I thought they made the
They
playoffs with
did, yeah,
Shriney
yeah, yeah.
once.
They did.
That might have been the last time. It might have been the last
That was a
time.
long time ago. Well, they were good. They had in those days. They had that striker. What was his name?
They had a few, Alexander Sakai, that guy. And they had the
No,
Hungarian
before
guy.
that,
The Hungarian guy.
Hungarian guy. What was his name? He was
Yeah.
good. They
I
were
don't
like
remember. He was
they
good.
were dangerous in the early. I
Yeah.
mean, in like 20. But this is 10 years ago.
Dax
roughly.
McCarty. Dax McCarty was
Dax
there
McCarty
too.
brief. Well, against his will, he was sent there.
Yeah.
But should we talk about the game just a little bit though, or is that too? Is that?
What's to talk about? Matt
too
Freese
painful?
got injured at half.
Yeah, Matt
You
Freese.
guys went
And
back and forth. They fought each other a little bit.
We were missing Alonso Martinez. He seems to have some kind of an injury. And we were coming off. I mean, this was also part of the reason why I wasn't. I was okay with missing this one because we had like already, we had just come off this Wednesday game. It was kind of an emotional. I mean, for me anyway, this Inter Miami debacle. And so I was like, again, because I didn't know, I didn't know going in. I didn't think we were necessarily going to win this game. So,
I didn't think you were. Usually we win these games. But you are third place right now. I was going to say, you guys are third place. I mean, I think a home playoff game is...
Could be. I mean,
Miami
will pass us because...
But even if so, you're still fourth, right?
But we're at Philly the next game, so that's going to be... you got
your eyes on Charlotte. Yeah, but you just need your eyes on Charlotte.
Yeah. I mean, I think
if you do better than Charlotte, you get a home playoff game.
We're going to be 4 through 6 somehow. Like I think fourth. I would say if I had to put money on a spot, I would say we'll finish fourth.
Yeah.
That's very good. I mean, and we've even the Miami game, actually, we were better than the results sort of suggest. It was very close. We had a couple of really big chances early that it's funny because both of the guys who had big misses on Wednesday scored on Saturday, both Nico and Thiago Martins.
Redemption.
Kind of redeemed themselves. And then it was very tense at the end. And we had a fourth goal that should have stood.
Maybe. You mean at the Red Bulls game?
At the Red Bulls game, yeah.
What was the goal? I'm trying to think. I kind of regressed the game almost pretty quickly when I was done watching it. So.
Okay, well, I'm here to remind you of the details. No,
the goal. I might have even turned it off before it ended.
We scored a fourth goal that was called off for offside. And then the video replay, in my mind, pretty clearly showed that it was onside. And the ref was called to the monitor, and he just kind of was like, well, no, it doesn't seem like that, and dismissed it. And stuck with his initial decision.
What's VAR for other than more objectivity?
I mean, okay. So that's why I was like at the end of the game, I was like, there better not be any funny stuff. If we don't win this game, I'm gonna lose my shit because we're supposed to, we were supposed to be up 2. But anyway. It was.
You won the game, 3 points. Okay, moving on.
Back,
St. Louis fired Lutz Pfannenstiel.
That was a while ago. Daniel Young. Okay, well, let's listen to. If you don't want to hear what I have to say, I'll see what Daniel Young has to say.
People can watch the highlights. Okay, they get it.
NYCFC with a big victory this weekend. I wasn't able to make the Red Bull match, but I was able to make the Citi Field match. Exactly the same. Daniel Young. Inter Miami game made me cry for sure. I mean.
Ooh.
I don't think I cried, but I definitely was upset. I saw 4 goals conceded and the collapse happened in quick succession. I'm optimistic that the Mets didn't make the playoffs and we can play the rest of our home games at Citi Field. Yes, that is a good point. The Mets, speaking of collapses, man, they were 21 games over 500 in June and was the best team in baseball. And they officially, as of yesterday, missed the playoffs. And, but yeah, we have a stadium. I was saying to my Mets-loving friend who was with me at the Miami game, I said, hopefully they'll just leave the goals up because the Mets possibly they may not return, and that turned out to be true. Yeah, so I mean the Miami game, just briefly, I guess it was the 4-0. It was really just I have to basically eat eat crow? Is that a thing we say?
Sure.
I have to.
As in, like, you were wrong about something.
I'm changing my mind about Thiago Martins. Like I've been. I mean, the DP contract. Obviously, that's always difficult for center back. You have to be basically superhuman for that to make sense, and so that's can't separate the man from his contract. But he has, in the past been error prone. Like I have not always been a fan, but he's certainly grown on me. He missed a few games a couple weeks ago, and we're not the same without him. And this collapse that Daniel Young is mentioning is entirely related to Coach Pascal Jansen, who has not done much wrong this season, but he took out Thiago Martins with 15 minutes to go. We were only down one goal, and I guess he decided he wanted Aidan O'Neill to play center back so that he would have, a little bit more offensive passing power on that position. But this just led to total collapse. And these 3 goals,
Blunder.
3 goals were all, I think, at least 2 of them.
Tactical blunder.
At least 2 of them, I thought, would not happen with Thiago Martins in there, because he was really running down a lot of these through balls. He's got a lot of pace. So, shout out to Thiago, I appreciate you. And that's so nice. That's why kind of this result was a little skewed. But anyway, yeah. Derby, the Schnitzel Derby. We have beaten you 4 times in a row in the regular season. I mean, obviously you had that playoff victory, which still hurts from last year. Yeah. So it's not like which kind of we had a big last season we had a big win at Red Bull Arena. I think it was 5-1 or something last fall, and then we lost in the playoffs. So that's always, which is why going to Philly on Saturday, I'm wondering what I'm even rooting for. I mean, because there is a possibility we would meet them again.
Are you going to go to Philly and watch the game?
I think so, actually. Yeah. If I don't,
you're rooting for a home game. Will Thomas Muller play for the Whitecaps again? Curious about that, because he's been dealing with an abductor day to day. Hopefully he gets healthy enough.
Yeah, the Whitecaps have a lot of injuries. I mean, it's a long season. You can see
right now.
You can see the people who are tired. Maxi Morales is definitely tired.
Best teams in the West though. So the team to beat right now are LAFC. Right? Would you agree?
Because if
LAFC played NYCFC tomorrow, who would win?
Oh, I don't know.
LAFC would win.
Okay.
San Diego team to beat.
San Diego also looking a little banged up. I think all the West
it's a long
teams,
season.
I agree with you about LAFC. They are looking incredible, but
the Bouanga Sun combo looks unstoppable.
A lot of the heavy hitters look a little tired. Like have a lot of injuries. The Whitecaps, the San Diego, Seattle also is not looking as sharp. Seattle are our decision day opponent. So
right, and with Seattle, with MLS Cup coming up, right now is the time you look at the teams who can win it, because numbers and standings don't really matter.
Okay,
much, to be honest.
So what are your thoughts?
It's LAFC, it's Inter Miami. Right, it's also Vancouver Whitecaps when healthy, when they're on their best, and then it's long season. So San Diego and Seattle, especially Seattle has a lot of playoff pedigree. They're always there at the end. So I think those are still the teams. You got your Seattle, your San Diego, Vancouver, and then the elite. You got your Inter Miami, then LAFC. I would bet LAFC over Inter Miami right now. If I just say an MLS Cup winner,
that'd be fun. That'd be a fun final. I mean, I'm no longer rooting. I mean, I haven't been anyway, but I'm not rooting for Inter Miami. They're like a bunch of, petulant.
Yeah, a bunch of prima donnas.
Rodrigo de Paul got fined for this was actually low
simulation against New York.
This was a low key big deal, because Andres Perea was definitely in the midfield. And they were doing the full on nonsense, and the ref bought it hook, line, and sinker. And Rodrigo de Paul went to the ground as if he was hit in the head. Andres Perea was on a yellow early because of that, and he was very upset with that call. And
but do you know what we have that Argentina doesn't have? You know what we have that Europe and Argentina doesn't have? disco, baby. MLS disco.
Yeah, but
all
that and
decisions are decided after the fact for simulation.
that and a subway token will get you a ride to the stadium. You know, like that doesn't. We had Andres Pereira.
No,
parking in
Bjorn,
yellow
a
for
token doesn't
85
get you
minutes.
anywhere. A token wouldn't get you anywhere. They haven't had tokens.
It's a
in years.
figure of speech. Anyway,
you need a swipe. You need a swipe now.
Okay, so
that
that and,
I heard they're getting rid of the swipes, by the way. But anyway, so that's MLS. We got to talk Bundesliga, man. We got to talk Bundesliga. Okay.
You're just looking to change the subject. All right.
Well,
that's fine.
I thought we talked.
We'd be
mainly a Bundesliga-based podcast.
I don't want to talk about Bundesliga because
I just have a couple of things
sucks.
to say.
My team is going to be in Bundesliga 3 next season.
Sergio Busquets is retiring at the end of the season. I guess that's the other Inter Miami thing I wanted to say real quick. But anyway, yeah. So we had some games this week, and I just want to do a quick rundown. You know, nothing major happened. I guess a lot of big stories. The big story up top is Bayern München having a perfect start to their season. They're doing really well, despite some injuries. Harry Kane got 100 goals in 100 games or whatever it was. Good for him.
Yeah.
He already has 100 goals for Bayern. Not 100 goals. He has 100 goals for Bayern already.
Konrad Lima was saying he has 100 goals. Right. I don't even have 100 games.
Right. That's what I was mixing up. 100%. A lot of small news stories here and there, but like, I guess the big thing is Gladbach is they have 2 points on the bottom of the table. They had a really weird game where they were down 6-0 against Frankfurt over the weekend. They pulled back 4. Joe Scally getting an assist there at the very, very end. Hamburg got a point. Bayern München 4-0 over Werder Bremen.
But no Giorena, right? We should say, because
no Giorena. I want to do the American
injured again.
Yeah, I want to do the American rundown. Okay, so
please.
The big news with Americans. Let's see. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We had 7 Americans this weekend in the Bundesliga.
Really?
How many of them end up on the U.S. roster in October? I'm assuming 0 to 1. We'll see. But anyway, so Gladbach and Frankfurt. We had Joe Scally with a full 90 getting an assist. We had Nathaniel Brown off in the 78th. Now, Nathaniel Brown's with the German Americans that we don't know if he's going to play for the USA. He's just eligible, but I still put him on that list. He had a 78th minute, a very strong game, obviously, because Frankfurt was dominating. But yeah, the big news with Gio is they had to call up an academy kid to fill in the roster because Gio's unavailable. Because Gio is dealing with leg injuries off the field again. And this is very worrying, Bjorn. Do you know who also had a lot of injuries in their career and kind of had to retire early?
I did. No,
outside of you and your youth training experience in the Ruhr playing against the British military camp kids.
But you weren't thinking of me. Who were you thinking?
No, Claudio Reyna. Claudio Reyna.
Well, Claudio Reyna, he still put together a pretty good career, though.
Yeah, but surprisingly, because when I got into the U.S. soccer scene in the late 90s, early aughts, Claudio Reyna was like the shit. But I never saw anything because he was always injured the whole time. He was injured at Man City. He was injured at Sunderland. He was just always injured. He went to New York Red Bulls, very forgettable 6 months. He was just always injured. He's just an injured dude. So it's genetic. I mean, Gio's an injured dude. Yeah, so I'm worried, Bjorn. I'm just a little worried. I'm very curious.
I mean, if you're not worried about Gio Reyna now, like, what's it going to take? Yeah.
You know what he needs, Bjorn? He needs stem cell therapy. He needs stem cell therapy. We need to fix those. We need to fix those genes. Those bones need special modern surgery.
That's not how that works. Okay.
Well, I'm not a stem cell expert, but he needs to do better. He needs to have a better body. So, okay, Mainz, 3rd home game, no goal. That's 3 home games in a row. They haven't even scored a goal for our friends in Mainz. They had a 2-0 loss against Dortmund. Leonard Maloney came off the bench in the 8th minute, played 10 minutes. Forgettable. Köln, Stuttgart. Köln with the 1-2 loss against Stuttgart. Christopher Lund on in the 74th minute. Also not much to speak of. Another big sort of America derby next to the Gladbach-Frankfurt game was the Leverkusen-St. Pauli.
Jimmy Sands against Malik Tillman.
Bingo. Sands full 90. Malik Tillman off in the 75th. Leverkusen won that game 2-1. And then last but not least, Augsburg Heidenheim, where Noah Kai Banks came on in the 59th. So as far as people playing full 90s, it's 2. Joe Scally and Jimmy Sands, the most American of the bunch. So good for them. Malik Tillman was 75. He's a starter. He's a regular starter. So Malik Tillman's right there. But everybody else is coming off.
And he's gonna get called in too. You said 0 to 1. It's definitely at least he's the one that you can count on. And
of all the people I've listed, it's him, right? He's the one.
He's the one. I mean,
maybe Scally will be brought back in from the cold. I hope.
It'd be really weird if he didn't call Scally in at all.
I'd love to see Sands in, to be honest.
Yeah, that's. Would
love to see Christopher Lund. I mean, he's a really.
Mark.
I'd love to see Christopher Lund. He's an exciting left wing back, and we have shown on our national team
we have some
our wing backs. Our wing backs are important, and there's opportunity there. We need some variety. It can't be Max Arfston week in and week out. So there you go. There was just going to the Bundesliga. That's the Bundesliga. We have Königsklasse this weekend, midweek. Is there anything else you want to talk about the Bundesliga before we do our Champions League?
I gotta complain again about. I mean, obviously about I'll make it quick, but another really devastating home loss to Düsseldorf. 0. I mean, it's just increasingly clear that to
Düsseldorf too.
This squad is just not. We have a new. We had the interim coach, David Siebes, who has always been kind of talked about as a talented guy. He was coaching the U19s. Now they've decided apparently that they don't want to just throw him to the wolves like this because the squad is just terrible. It's not a good enough squad, and so they're going to get a new coach in the next international break. It seems like the new president and his board are making some moves, so I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt because things have gone extremely poorly the last year and a half, 2 years, and so that's where we're at. So we're in a relegation battle in Bundesliga 2.
For crying out loud, Bjorn! I've said it once. I've said it a million times. You should be the board president. Send in your resume. Say, I've got time on my hands. I don't
have time on my hands. I can't even make it to Red Bull
Club.
I'm
Okay, well, there you go. Will Bochum turn it around? Will they ever turn it around? So
they
tomorrow,
will turn it around, but it's not going to be quick. Tomorrow, it's Champions League.
Bayern München are playing against a Cypriot club called Paphos, that I just had to Google. They're so obscure that Google doesn't even have their logo on file. They're the only team of everybody that has no logo here. Bayern München are playing Paphos. What are your predictions of that game?
I think Bayern's going to win. Although, Cyprus can be tough. It can be tough. Can be a tough trip. I mean, I don't know. Oh, it's going to be decisive. It's going to be decisive. I think
Bayern are going to get.
I don't think it'll be double digits, but it's going to be decisive.
I'm going for 8-0.
Yeah, we have a few of these. We have Kairat Almaty is playing Real Madrid. I mean, Bodo Glimt against Tottenham Hotspur.
Well, they did well. The Bodo Glimt did well. Bodo Glimt is misspelled right here on Google, unless I'm confused. They added an E at the end of Bodo, which maybe is for the reason
I think it's an U. Well, O-E. Well, I mean, because they're not.
Oh, is it maybe an?
Because they're not doing the umlaut. It's B-O-D-O umlaut. So Bodo.
Oh, okay.
Bodo Glimt. So if they don't do that, they're going to do O-E, which is why I don't do that in my name anymore because I hate the O-E.
Gotcha.
Anyway,
I have a U. I do that with my last name. But anyway, a much more even game with Atletico Frankfurt. Atletico game Frankfurt.
That's going to be a good one.
Who are you giving that to? I'm probably going to give it to Atletico, to be honest.
Probably, but it'll be interesting.
It's in Madrid. It is at home.
Yeah, they have the home game.
Wednesday, Dortmund hosting Bilbao will be a fun game. Hopefully, Dortmund can come out with that.
Barcelona and then really against PSG. That's the banger.
That's the banger. That's always a banger. And then Leverkusen against Eindhoven. Malik Tillman versus his former club.
U.S. men's national team implications.
PSV Eindhoven, though, Ricardo Pepi has been injured. He got injured last week. Hopefully he's... injuries. The injuries.
So many injuries.
As far as the Yanks abroad, we got Juventus Villarreal with McKennie. We've got Monaco Man City with Flo Balogun. And then what else we got here? We got, like I said, Eindhoven thing. Is there an American still in Copenhagen? There used to be. Johnny Cardozo has not been playing for Atletico. I think he's been injured, right?
He has been injured, yep.
Marseille versus Ajax has who's on Marseille? It's Tim Weah, right? Who scored a goal against Real Madrid last week with Marseille?
Yeah, and Christian Pulisic had an exceptionally good game. He's had a very good start to the season.
Yeah, love it. Unfortunately, Milan is not in Europe this year at all.
Not in the Champions League, but he's been playing well. I mean, maybe that's good. You know, he could play.
But not even in the Europa League, right? Am I wrong? I think they're out of all of Europe.
I think you're right, and that's probably for the best for him. You know, if he can't play the Gold Cup, then maybe he needs more rest.
Here's another one: Atalanta versus Club Brugge, featuring what's the name? A U.S. international, former Valencia, Juventus player. No, he was on Milan. Why am I blanking? Danny Young, help me out. The big U.S. Two-way midfielder. Bjorn, you know him from AC Milan.
Wait,
hold on, this is bothering me.
Which one? Which one?
Name all the biggest U.S. midfielders in the world right now.
The U.S. Weston McKennie.
The other one. Cardoso. Not him. The other one.
Yunus Musa.
Yunus Musa. Thank you. Yunus Musa's with Atalanta.
Is he not a? He's like a. He plays outside back these days.
Perhaps.
What is his position? We don't know. He's also. I mean, if
tomorrow morning we will find out.
If you asked me to put money on what midfielders Pochettino is going to call in this window, I would really struggle. This is going to be very interesting. But I mean, I guess a lot of
Pochettino's rosters are impossible to predict because no one knows what the heck
in this case, there's just a lot of injuries, so that's a problem. No. Daniel Young is saying he's just spoke to a Mets employee and he told me that on Tuesday, November 18th, Colombia against Nigeria will be played there.
Ooh.
Should I go? Rodriguez? Should I go? He wants to know. It will be a nice World Cup preview.
You get all these juicy deets. Yeah. Daniel Young, you get all these juicy deets.
Daniel Young is hooked up. He's hooked up. When it comes to City Field, Daniel Young
is this that same German fan that you talk, your rep, the German fan rep? Is this that same person? You're getting all the juicy deets. But anyway, that's me. That's what I just want to offer that as far as Europe goes. We got a couple of fun Champions League rounds. Bundesliga's a rocking. MLS is winding down. NYCFC has a home game, and the New York Red Bulls, for the first time in 15 years, perhaps will miss the playoffs unless
das Wunder von Harrison will come to pass.
Will enact itself. I don't think it will, but I guess we believe. Do you believe in miracles?
I don't think so either. I don't think. Yeah, I just don't. Yeah, I don't see that happening.
I think Greg Berhalter's can get one over.
But I wish you the best of luck. I mean, I really don't have. I don't wish anything poorly on you and your team.
I hope not. I mean, that's not what the online community looks like. There's a lot of people like, we're going to go see Dead Bulls tonight. They're called the Dead Bulls and stuff.
Dead Bulls. Well, people like to. I mean, I really dislike certain teams irrationally, but the Red Bulls,
Philly, Montreal, Toronto. You don't like any of those teams.
Not Montreal. Toronto, I guess
definitely.
Toronto are so bad now that I don't anymore, but I used to hate Toronto. Orlando also don't love as a franchise, as a team.
You hate Philly the most.
Miami, I have now come to dislike.
But
Miami
are the true
the Red Bulls, anyway, the Red Bulls are like Columbus. I've been a little bit anti-Columbus because of the never-ending hype. Even though now that Cucho Hernandez is gone, Wilfred Nancy doesn't look so good anymore as a coach. So
let's check in on Cucho. He went to Spain, right? How's he doing?
He's definitely he's definitely missing him. But
he's at Real Betis, 8 goals, 21 appearances. He's doing great.
Not bad. That's good.
Excellent. Good for him.
Yeah, and Columbus are struggling. So yeah. Anyway, the Red Bulls are way down the way. Although that playoff game also irked me, so I don't know. Anyway, who cares what my specific the details
Bjorn
of
hates
my
these
dislike, my hate
podcast
list.
hour.
I mean, nobody needs to know. So
it's a pretty long hate list. I don't know. I'm fine with everybody, to be honest.
I love everybody.
I just like people having a good time going to an American soccer game.
As long as
that's always my prime directive.
As long as everybody has fun, that's the most important thing.
As long as everybody has a good time. That's what matters. All right, I think that is it for this week's edition of the Great American Football Show.
I love it.
Schnitzel Boys.
This is so good. Under an hour. I'm proud of us.
We're working on efficiency. We're working to get to the point.
Good. This is very good.
You want to talk to us, email us, we're live, get in the chat, be part of the community, join our friends like Daniel Young and David Riccio and Hans Wolf and Tara Devi West and Tom and the whole Schnitzel universe. And I'm missing a couple, and Seba S. I'm missing a couple of big ones. I think. And if I miss you, I apologize.
My friends Kier and Ashley listen regularly. Shout out.
Kier and Ashley. Join the universe. Join the Schnitzel. Join the Schnitzel Cosmos, bitte.
That's right.
The Schnitzel universe. Send us an email. Get in the chat. Be part of the gang. Tschüss, Leute. Bis nächste Woche.
Macht's gut.